future graduate students who are, will have training from you and in methodologies that work, not just theory, but in actual practical methodologies that they can use to work and make a difference in the world. And, I just see this army of people going out and, working with organizations and because you've moved them forward and taught them that they will really be able to be much more effective. It's very hopeful. It's very hopeful.
That's my goal, is to...
I love it.
It's to help make organizations, lots and lots of organizations, more effective, better places to work, more growth-focused, and that's why I wrote the book.
That's fabulous. So, with the businesses that you look at, what do you see as some of the major trends in businesses now? What's going on out there that you see that we should be paying attention to?
Lots of changes occurring, and many of them they're all very exciting. One change I see is awareness of of different kinds of customer segments that we've seen in the past. For instance, it's not just by different interests, but the whole idea of generational customer segments, and they're very, very different. I haven't seen that until the last 10, 15 years, and it's getting greater and greater, is that awareness of looking at their customer segments in groups. The boomers, the Gen X, the millennials, the new one that's coming up, which I haven't heard a name for yet.
Digital natives.
That's one. Pardon me?
They're calling them digital natives.
Really? Digital natives?
Yes.
I hadn't heard that word. But awareness that those are all very real and very, very different customer segments. And so that's fairly new. Another is the awareness of the power and value of employees. That people have been talking about that for years, but now it is a constant discussion area of realizing that profitability and customer satisfaction depends on the happiness at work and satisfaction of your employees. To me, that is just pervasive in discussions at every company right now. And a third, do you want me to just list? Or
I'd love to.
A third is that, and of course this has been gaining in importance for a while also, is the realization that their employees probably won't be there for the long term, that they'll always be looking for greater opportunities and a more fulfilling workplace, especially because of the nature of the millennials and now the digital segment. But there is the only possible deterrent is if they are in the kind of organization we've been describing, which is a dynamic company, one that is satisfying to the employees and constantly changing and also providing growth opportunities. That's a major bill to fill, but it's what the newer generations are looking for, and they're not willing to stay there if they can find an organization that has that. So they're going to be moving constantly, looking for that. And then
that's interesting.
And
go ahead.
Then a fourth is just what we've also been talking about in that constant change. It's not like looking at major trends anymore. It's looking at or organizations recognizing that constant change is the only constant. the need. So it's the need for innovation, not just in their product or service lines, but innovation in every single aspect of their business, the processes, the systems, the way they treat employees, their organization structure, their ability to plan, their ability to bring people together, their flexibility, and looking for tools and innovations in all of those areas. And, of course, the huge one that relates to that is the international workforce. And I'm seeing that more and more. In fact, it amazes me. It is so exciting to see the international workforces in more and more and more companies, and the awareness by the leaders that some of the most talented people they can get are not the typical employees of the past, especially the employees that are coming more and more from the developing countries, and then recognizing the need that they need to learn the cultures of those new types of employees in order to assimilate those styles into their organization, which is going to make their organization stronger.
I love that sentence, Sandra. When you and I started work, the individual was expected to adapt to the company.
Exactly.
And what you are telling me is that today the company needs to learn how to adapt itself to this new group of employees.
And the exciting thing to me is that more and more companies are recognizing that.
Wow.
And recognizing the value of that.
Wow. And recognizing, it sounds like another way to say it would be recognizing the value of the people who don't think the way that they do, because
exactly.
what they bring is innovation. Right. They bring a whole new way of being, and we have to innovate or we will not be here.
Right.
What exciting times. Wow. This is exciting times. That's great.
It's getting better, although it's tougher because it means being alert to changes and being alert to how to adapt to the change or how to respond to the change, but also excitement about how much better their organizations are with the changes.
Mm-hmm. No going to sleep.
No.
We have to be alert.
And doing
no settling for this is the way we've always done it.
No.
And going on automatic pilot. We have to be paying attention all of the time, and that happens to be a lot of work, to be alert and paying attention and responding all of the time to what's going on.
Yeah.
It has a physical part to it as well as a mental part. We have to be very agile, have a lot of agility in order to do that and integrate things quickly, or they'll swamp us. So,
exactly.
Wow. You are really out there on the leading edge of what is going on, and I love it, and I think companies need this desperately, what you're bringing, and being able to articulate how to make that the shifts that they need to make. And as I say, I almost see, an army of young people, graduate students and MBA students and business leaders who, have read your book, taken your classes, listened to you, and they've all got a big R for resiliency on their briefcases, or at least on the back of their laptop is, I guess, where we have to put it today, or maybe on their iPad or their iPhone, and they're going out into the world and they're affecting fabulous change using the processes that you have taught them.
Yeah.
That's the future I envision for you.
Well, it's good, and I did a project for a university fairly recently, and they asked me to work with a team of graduate students to do it. And what you just described is exactly what happened. By the end, they were so excited they didn't want to stop working on the project, and they loved the process. And so it was exciting to watch their excitement over the tools and the ways that the tools can be used to accomplish great things.
Oh, that's just fantastic. I'm very pleased for you. So, Sandra, we're about out of time, and I've loved talking with you and talking about your book. I want to remind everybody that her book is called The DNA of the Resilient Organization. And if we've inspired some of our listeners who want to run out and buy it and read it, do you want to tell us again where they can find it? Or
well, they can find it at any bookstore by asking for it, and also on Amazon.
Okay.
And they can also they can find out more about the book at either the website, which is www.thesurangroup.com, or by looking at the blog. There are some excerpts from the book in the blog at surangroup.com.
Wonderful. That is absolutely fabulous, and I want to thank you so much for taking your time and being my guest today to talk about this very, very exciting publication, and that you are really moving into the position as a thought leader in organizational change management and taking us into the future. I really appreciate you doing that.
Well, and thank you very much for having me.
Oh, I've loved it. And listeners, I want to remind you that you are listening to Solo Pro Radio, and this is your host today, Jackie B. Peterson, and I am the author of Better, Smarter, Richer, 7 Business Principles for Solo, Encore, and Creative Entrepreneurs, people who are in one-person businesses and also need to find the way to be financially successful. And I hope you'll go to my website as well. It's www.bettersmarterricher.com. Please sign up for the newsletter, but also I hope that you will buy the book, do the work in the book, and change how you look at your own solo organization. So again, hope you'll tune in with us again next week. It's been a great discussion. Goodbye.